I've owned my property for 6 months and I've never lived there. I've paid council tax for the property. When can I stop paying? On exchange of contracts or before? I'm also paying council tax where I reside. I am Patrick Henry and I'm answering your property related questions. So this question is pertaining to council tax and if you need to pay it and when you need to pay it. As soon as you own a property, if you are the owner of that property and somebody is living in it, as in a tenant, and you can prove that, you shouldn't have to pay council tax on the property. However, if the property is vacant, even if it's just for a day or two, you have to pay council tax. I would check with the local council as to what their conditions and terms are for council tax payments, because you can have single person relief, you can have student relief, you can also have a dilapidated property relief, which is essentially the property is not fit for anyone to live in. Maybe there's no bathroom, no kitchen, and it means that you can get either a reduction or a complete exemption from paying council tax. Back in the day, it used to be that if a property was unfurnished, you wouldn't have to pay council tax on it. But what that meant was a load of rich people were buying lots of properties and just never living in them as a way of storing their money and possibly investing in it. So that's why they had to make a change to the system. And in a lot of councils, they actually will start charging you more if the property is vacant, which for good reason. We need more properties for people to live in. But as long as you own the property, you have to pay council tax on it. If the property is empty, you don't have a tenant in it. And it's not until exchange of contracts. If you're selling the property, it's until the completion of the sale. So be very careful with that. If you exchange contracts, it doesn't mean you don't have to pay any bills anymore. You're still legally bound till completion, which is when the property is no longer yours and hopefully you've got a lot of money in the bank.